I had a moment in the shower literally 5 minutes ago. You know how sometimes the most random thoughts just hit you when you're just standing there, the water is running, not really doing anything? Yeah, that. I started thinking about every place I've been, every city, every country, and I realized something that genuinely stopped me. I left a piece of me in every single one of them. Not like in a metaphor, like literally a hoodie I forgot in an Airbnb in London, a pair of shoes I gave away in Turkey because they were falling apart and I didn't want to carry them anymore, a journal entry that I left on a napkin in Budapest, but also the other stuff. The thoughts I had about myself that I no longer believe. The version of me that thought he needed to have everything figured out before he could start living. I left that guy in Switzerland and I don't miss him. And today, I'm going to talk about that because I think we're all carrying more versions of ourselves than we realize. And traveling, moving, living places, it forces you to shed them, whether you're ready or not. There is this thing that happens when you arrive somewhere new. At first, you bring everything with you, all your habits, all your routines, your assumptions about how life works. You're like a tourist of your own comfort zone, just in a different postcode. But then, the place starts doing something to you. I remember that when I was in London, I was so obsessed with productivity, hustling. I had this idea that your worth was directly tied to how busy you looked. And the English kind of have that thing too, right? That stiff upper lip, keep moving energy. But then I'd walk through a park on Sunday and see people just sitting, reading, doing nothing, and not feeling guilty about it. I didn't have a word for that back then. I think I could call it lazy. Now I call it presence. I left my obsession with looking busy in England. I didn't pack it back. Istanbul hit different. I went with this Western lens, this idea that progress means speed. The newer is better, that silence is awkward, and then I sat in a house for 2 hours next to a man who spoke no English and neither of us said a word. And it was one of the most connected I've been to another human being. I left my fear of silence in Turkey. And Lisbon, God, Lisbon. I arrived there a little broken, between drafts, between identities, honestly, between versions of myself. And there's something about that city that it doesn't let you pretend. The fatal music, the cobblestones, the saudade, that beautiful Portuguese word for a kind of longing that doesn't have a direct translation in English. It is a sadness that also feels like love, a grief that also feels like gratitude. I think I left my resistance to feeling things fully in Lisbon. Here's why no one really is talking about on social media nowadays. It's just not about what you leave, it is about what you carry out with you. Every place I left, I took something. From Brazil, and I say this as someone who grew up here and then came back as an adult, I took fire. That unashamed love for being alive. The way Brazilians hug people like they mean it. The way they eat together like the meal is the event, not a thing to rush through before the actual event. I carried that warmth with me into the coldest winters in New York. And if you've ever been in New York in February or March, you know what I'm talking about. From Switzerland, I took stillness. The mountains don't care about your dreadness. The mountains don't care about your deadness. Standing next to the Alps makes you feel appropriately small in the most freeing way possible. Like your problems are real, but they are also very tiny compared to something that has existed for millions of years. From Budapest, I took permission. Permission to be weird, to be curious, to explore a city alone on a Sunday. Budapest rewarded the wanderers. I've been wandering with more intention ever since. And the thing is, each one of these places, they didn't just change what I did, they changed what I believed was possible for my life. My sense of what a good day looks like what success feels like, what I actually need versus what I thought I needed. Every city was an edit, a revision, a new draft of me. And then standing in the shower, literally 5 minutes ago, thinking about all of this, I got hit by this wave of gratitude. Not the Instagram kind, not the vision board, manifested kind. The real kind. The kind that almost hurts a little. Because here's the thing about life that we all know but somehow forget every single day. You didn't have to be here. Statistically, cosmically, biologically, the fact that you exist is absurd. The number of things that had to go exactly right for you to be standing on this planet with a heartbeat and memories and the ability to fly to another country and eat a meal you never tasted and feel something shift inside you. That's not normal. We've just made it normal. To be honest, I think about people who never got to leave the city. People who wanted to see the world and couldn't. People who had a trip planned and then got sick. People who were supposed to be here but aren't anymore. And here I am complaining about jet lag. Oh God. If I'm being real with you, I'm not trying to guilt trip anyone. I'm trying to remind myself, and maybe you, that the fact that you have experiences to reflect on at all is a miracle we've stopped treating like one. The suitcase that's a little too heavy. The flight that was delayed. The hotel that wasn't what it looked like in the pictures. The date that went sideways in Budapest. I know. We all been there. Those are not inconveniences. Those are your life. That's the texture of a life actually being lived. There's a philosophy, and I'm paraphrasing loosely here, that says that you are not the same person who started reading this sentence by the time you finish it. Every experience, every interaction, every city you walk through changes your neural pathways, changes what you find beautiful, changes what scares you. You are a document that's been written over and over, each layer visible beneath the next one if you know where to look. When people ask me where I'm from, I used to give a simple answer. I'm from Brazil. And that's true, but it's also only part of the truth. I'm from Brazil, yeah. But I'm also from a rainy Sunday afternoon in London. I'm from a tea house in Istanbul that didn't have Wi-Fi and I didn't mind. I'm from a hostel in Lisbon where I had one of the best conversations of my life with a stranger I'll never see again. I'm from a mountain in Switzerland that made me cry and I still don't fully understand why. And oh gosh, how I miss Switzerland. I'm from every place that left a mark on me, and I'm from every piece of myself I left behind in those places. And I think that's what travel actually is. Not the photos, not the passport stamps, not the content. It's the slow, ongoing project of becoming. So, if you ever been somewhere, anywhere, and you felt like something shifted, like you came back different and couldn't exactly explain it to the people who stayed, that's not confusion, that's growth. And if you haven't traveled much yet, if money's tight right now, or the timing never's right, or life keeps happening, it doesn't have to be another country. It can be a new neighborhood, a conversation with someone who grew up completely different than you, a book that makes you see something familiar in a new way. The world is constantly trying to expand you. The only question is whether you're open enough to let it. I'm grateful for every city that took a piece of me. And I'm grateful for every piece of those cities sent me home with. I'm grateful. Genuinely, weirdly, out of nowhere in the shower, 5 minutes ago, just to be here. Alright, that's what was on my mind today. If this hit something in you, drop a comment. Tell me a place that changed you. I want to know. I almost cannot believe that the last time that I uploaded something to Unscripted Adulthood was like 8 months ago, but I just couldn't not sit down and have this conversation with you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.